They just got married and are very happy with the ceremony. When she leaves the church, she says she wants to live by his side forever, swearing love to each other. Suddenly he gets a slap in the face, then asks the woman if she's crazy. Then she indignantly says crazy, crazy, asking to look at the state he left her in. You got me pregnant and disappeared. How pregnant? He tells the astonished bride at that moment, and then asks the groom who is that woman. The pregnant woman then says that she is the mother of his child, that at first everything was beautiful and that he promised everything and that after he got her pregnant he disappeared. The bride asks him for an explanation. He says that there is no logic, and she tells him to say that it is not true and that it is not happening on her wedding day. He said it's nothing she's thinking calling her love, and she desperately says that just a convincing explanation. So he asks his fiancée not to listen to the pregnant woman. So the bride tells him to shut up, saying it was supposed to be the happiest day of his life and look what you did, and at that moment slap him in the face. So the pregnant woman says that the two are bastards, that they are making fun of her, while she is pregnant and alone going through all this and alone. The bride says that she didn't know about the pregnancy, let alone of her existence, and that she is going to re-enter the church to annul her marriage. He holds her by the arm asking not to do that, in that he gets another slap, and she asks him not to touch her ever again. Then the pregnant woman asks how he can do that to her and tells the bride that he will do that to her the same way. Then the bride asks her to leave, because her guests will see all that and she will die of shame, and tells him to get out of her sight at that moment, otherwise she would call the police. He tries to explain himself, but she doesn't let him and tells him to get away from her and quickly, and he continues and asks her if she's going to throw everything away like that. Let me explain please, he asks. At that moment, the pregnant woman starts screaming in pain, so the bride runs to help her, while the pregnant woman screams in agony. Then the bride said that she has to go to the hospital, while the groom said that now she was going to start pretending to get attention and tells the bride not to listen to him because she is crazy. Then she tells the pregnant woman that she can help her, and crying the pregnant woman asks her to get off her. The bride keeps saying that she has to go to the hospital. Meanwhile the pregnant woman cries. Then pregnant woman screams asking him to let go of her, and she gets away from her. She keeps sitting holding her belly and screaming in pain. The bride looks at him and says that her water broke, let him help you, and that she is in labor and has to go to the hospital. In this he comes close asking to let him help her, but she screams for him to leave. He keeps saying he just wants to help, she crying in pain, and he then calls an ambulance. So the bride says that there is no more time, and the pregnant woman continues to insist that she does not want their help and that it is for them to get away from her. He asks her to calm down, and at that moment he asks her to think about their son. She continues crying. They ask him to breathe and to be calm. The bride caresses her belly, and the pregnant woman asks him that even before the baby was born, he already disrespected him, taking the bride's hand on her belly and screaming that he even gave her an engagement ring for her. He asks her to forget and to focus on what she is going through at that moment, so the bride says that she has to lie down, because her baby will be born. They lay her down on the sidewalk and ask her to breathe and relax. The bride says that she will have to give birth right there and that she breathes because the baby is almost born. At that moment the pregnant woman only cries in pain, and they calmly ask her to breathe. While he supports her, the bride gives her birth, then the baby is born and cries. The bride asks for his blazer, and quickly, he takes it off and gives it to her, and at the same time the baby is wrapped with the blazer. He says happy that everything went well and helps her sit up while the bride delivers her baby to her. She enthusiastically takes him in her arms. Meanwhile he watches affectionately, asks to take the baby, and she says no. He keeps insisting. She doesn't let him take it, saying that he never played the role of father and that now he wants to do it. He continues to insist, but she won't let him take it. Then he talks to his baby and says they will have a good time together and kisses him, caressing him. The bride then tells him that it's all between them. She takes off the engagement ring and throws it at him, and he stands there without action. The mother, delighted with her baby, kisses and caresses him. Meanwhile, at the hospital, the woman tells the doctor that it will be difficult to raise her child alone without the father, and that it was very difficult for her because she was also raised without a father, and that she does not want her son to go through the same things as she passed. Then the doctor says that she knows what she is going through, and that she prefers that her son grow up in an environment where they both don't respect each other. She says she doesn't want that for her son, so the doctor says she's better off taking care of him alone, and that only she can teach him dignity, respect and love. So the mother agrees with her, knowing that she can take care of raising him and teaching him everything for her little treasure, so she thanks the doctor for everything, and the doctor leaves the room.